Let's start with, not only back from break, but for you to be able to be out there. How are you feeling? And can you just sort of take us through what happened in Montreal, which seems like a while ago now?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, I think I got like a weird cross check there and did something with my oblique, so was a little weird break. But yeah, I feel better now. I had a great break, and yeah, it feels good to be back out there with the guys. Obviously, a couple guys missing, but still, it's fun to be back, and we recharged battery, and yeah, still got a few days to still get into it, so should be fine.
So for you, I mean, obviously, like having dealt with that injury, to have those extra, it'll be like 2 extra weeks between games. That has to be really important and valuable to you right now.
Yeah, 100%. Especially, yeah, I didn't want this to become worse, or so I definitely tried to use it as my advantage.
And then just for you to everyone to sort of get away. Obviously, from the last break, things were a lot of ups and downs. How important was maybe that mental reset? Just take some time away and now come back fully ready.
Uh, Really important, I think. Not just in the hockey world, in working world as well. I think getting out of your environment a bit, just relax and having that mental break is huge. I think everybody needs it, and I think that's what we did here.
Have you been watching the? Did you keep your eye on the Four Nations there and what everyone's been doing?
Yeah, I have for sure. I mean, obviously, great hockey you can see there, and I mean, I think whoever was there probably was worth it to go watch. I mean, the games I've seen was pretty high speed and physicality, and got everything that hockey can offer, and for sure I followed it a bit, and especially our guys too.
Have you kind of salivating for the Olympics next year and looking ahead to that already too?
So it's a little far for me to be honest, but I mean obviously I've never played an Olympic game before, so that's something I definitely in my career I would love to experience, and representing your country, and for me it would be like Milano is like 2 hours away where I grew up, so it would be even special for sure. But like I said, it's far away, but it's definitely something that is in my head. But I'm trying not to focus too much on that. And if next year, if it comes, it will come, and hopefully I'm healthy and ready to go there and have a great experience.
Any frustration at all, Nico? These 6 games that you were out, the team has kind of alternated wins, win loss, win loss, win loss. What did you see from the top, and in the teams alternating games like this?
I mean, it was same feeling as the team. It was frustrating for sure, but I think the guys at the end still battled a lot. Got a huge win in Montreal, and that's what matters before the break. And now we regroup and come back together and look forward. But for me, it wasn't obviously fun watching those games. I think nobody's having fun watching games. You always want to be out there and help, or just be with the team. Even if you lose or win, it doesn't really matter. But still to be there on the ice and yeah, battle with them. So it wasn't obviously something I enjoyed.
Now, as you're gearing up to start playing again on Saturday, you guys are going to a really tough stretch here. So how important are these next maybe 3-4 days to build up to that moment, and just knowing what happened coming out of the last break, right?
Really important. I think we have a chance here to practice a few times, and but still not a lot of time. So I think we gotta just get back to it really quick and raise the intensity. And I think it matters at the end, like which teams can come out of such a long break faster and stronger. And I think that's where when we dial it really in, we can get a little cushion again.
Was that like maybe one of the most important things that you guys could learn from the last 6 weeks or so, like coming, right? Like just how
Yeah,
important that is right from the start.
yeah. I mean, we talked about it back then too. It's obviously sometimes easier said than done, but I think yeah, we got to learn from that experience we had, and we're still totally fine through 55 games or whatever we're in, and we're right in there where we want to be, and now we just got to keep building and keep playing better, because it's just getting more and more intense, and been here long enough now to know the end of the season, like games really raise the intensity, and like more and more games are more important. So we got to be ready for that.
Do you sense a confidence in the players knowing Keefe's system at this point in the season, or is it still a building process? Is it you still learning here and there?
No, I think by now everybody should know what what we want to be and what system we play. I think he made it pretty clear for us. Obviously, there are always some little system adjustments. Depends what team we play, but there we just got to be coachable. And at the end of the day, it just matters putting that game plan he works on for us every game, putting that game plan on the ice and just execute it.
You have no reservations about being able to come back on Saturday? It's not just.
Um,
Is that sort of the plan
yeah,
right now?
well, it's the plan, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. But like I said, I still have a few days, but I felt pretty good out there. So.
Perfect. Thanks. First of all, Sheldon, welcome back. Welcome back. Does it feel like you got a good break and sort of at the point now getting ready to get back into business?
Yeah, I had a great break. Lots of family time. Enough time to unwind and kind of clear your head and be excited to get back on the ice today. So it was a good break. Looks like the guys come back with lots of good color and worked on their tan and despite all the time off, really liked our practice today. In terms of the energy and the execution and the pace for guys who haven't been on the ice, and that was really what I wanted to see. Today's practice really is more a primer for us to kind of ramp it back up to be able to have a good hard practice tomorrow. So like we got out of the day, and it's great to be back.
How important is that mental reset? I mean, in anything that anyone does, just to be able to get away a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's you don't have that luxury necessarily in a typical NHL season. I know you get the bye week and All-Star and all that sort of stuff, but this was obviously a little bit longer, and I think that allows players to just unwind a little bit more, clear their head a little bit more, go experience something different, and maybe travel farther than you might in different times. So I think the energy today. Obviously, we got a bit of a short group today, or smaller group today, but you guys are happy to come back. And like I said, I think that the rust that comes with time off is made up with energy and enthusiasm, and guys seem rejuvenated being out there.
Smaller group, but a very important person on the ice for your team, and Nico coming back. He talked to us just before saying it was an oblique issue that he was having. How important was it for him to be able to get out here and almost a ramp up kind of thing? And what is your sort of expectation?
Yeah, it was really good. And with the nature of his injury and the timing of the time that we had away, he was able to rest and recover and also clear his head too. Sometimes as injured guys, you got to kind of work and grind through the break to rehab and such. But his was one where he needed rest and was able to kind of get active while also getting out of here for a while. So I think for him, especially for a guy who takes on so much for our team, is a good chance for him to not only come back healthier but clear mentally too. So. It's great to see him back out there. He was excellent on the ice.
A lot of moving parts, obviously. You got some injuries. Can you do you have an update on Siegs and how things are going right now?
Yeah, Siegs had a procedure over the break, and that's going to keep him out for a bit here for sure. And we're going to get him evaluated here probably the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have a greater idea of exactly what his recovery is going to look like.
With Siegs out, obviously Nemec is here. We saw that Casey's going to make his way here. Are you anticipating a competition for maybe that defensive spot there in the lineup?
Well, I think there's always competition. I think that's important. And for someone like Seamus Casey, whether he's here or whether he's in Utica, he's always on top of our mind. Especially when you have an injury on defense. So. It's good to see him get back and playing. He's missed a good deal of time, and that's not ideal for a young player in his first year in pro hockey. But it's just a chance for him to get here. Obviously, he was unable to get here with some weather issues that they had, travel issues coming. Utica coming back from Belleville yesterday, and then unable to get here in time for practice. But should be here for tomorrow. But part of that is you need some bodies, and then. Part of it is just kind of managing the roster at this time of the year here while we're missing people.
So you've got some of the Four Nations. What are your impressions of the tournament so far and seeing some of your guys taking part?
Yeah, I think it's been excellent. I mean, I've watched it probably like a lot of others, more so just as a fan and an observer. And, I was spending lots of time with family and chasing my kids around and the different hockey and tournaments and things like that. So catching what I can and enjoying it and enjoying talking about it with friends and such. So it's been exciting. The players have really put on a show in terms of their ability and the skill level, but obviously the intensity and competitiveness has been great to watch, and I think our players have represented themselves very well, and everybody be excited for Thursday night's finale.
Children, so Tyler Brennan out here this morning. Will he will remain here during the week until Saturday, or will that kind of change and fluctuate there?
Yeah, I think that's a day-to-day thing right now. Like Nico Dawes has been dealing with a bit of an illness and down in Utica, and just kind of manage that with him and make a decision on when we'll bring him back. But it's a chance to get Brendan some reps here, working with Dave Rogalski, and keeps us with two goaltenders fresh and ready for practice.
Taking a look at these last two breaks, going into the Christmas break, you didn't want that one, and maybe coming into this one felt like it was necessary. What is the rest of this practice week going to look like, ramping up for the next long road trip, and what the expectation is right out of the gate?
Yeah, as I said, I think today was important just to get back on the ice, get feeling the puck, and get your heart rate elevated again, and get your feet and your hands and your mind back into it. So we expect our group to be ready to go tomorrow. That's what we talked about. Today's a primer for tomorrow's practice. And then the way it sets up with 4 days before we play on Saturday, to me, the 4 days in a row on the ice, coming off of the long break and then going into back-to-backs a lot. So we'll practice good and hard tomorrow. We'll take Thursday off. And then get back on the ice Friday for another hard practice and be ready, for a back-to-back coming right out of it, and then a nice long and important road trip for us. But yeah, we have talked about last break we didn't come out of it well, and that's a challenge for us here now is to ramp up. We have a little more time than coming out of Christmas. We played right away previously. We got time to build our game back, and we expect to be ready, and we'll certainly will need to be because the schedule is tough coming out of this. Anytime you take a break like we just had, you're going to pay for it coming out of it, and it'll be busy for us, right away in terms of the volume of games and time spent away from home and all that sort of stuff. So we got to make sure we maximize these days.
For Eric and Jesper, is the will they come back on Friday? Like obviously they've been playing a lot and going through the grind. What's sort of your plan with them right now?
Yeah, we're giving them the day here today, and we'll talk it through with them. But obviously we're going to be off on Thursday, so it's going to be more about what they need and how they're feeling. We expect to have them back fully in practice for Friday, but we'll see where they're at. Prior to that, I think that giving them some time is important, and with our group likely to be off on Thursday, as I said, I wouldn't expect to see them full go until Friday.
Sheldon, with Nico, is it more how he's feeling prior to Saturday, or what doctors say?
I don't know. I think it's a combination of the two. I wouldn't say he's cleared at this point. This is his first day back going, so the doctors will play a role in it, and he'll get assessed. But it's a lot of it too. He knows how his body feels, and it didn't seem like he was in any sort of discomfort today. So I suspect he'll be ready to go.
Another guy getting a call-up is Chase Tillman. What kind of set him above the other forwards down in Utica?
I quite honestly, I think it's just managing the roster, giving a young guy an opportunity to come up here, get some important practice reps. He's an important guy in terms of his development, so get him some reps. And it's managing the roster, managing the salary cap, and it's a chance to check some boxes here while we have some time to give a guy an opportunity and to fill a need for practices.